Hi friends, welcome to WebChamp. In this video, I'm going to talk about two questions on JavaScript. So first question is check if the given number is prime or not using JavaScript, and another question is find prime numbers between 10 to 100 using JavaScript. So let's understand what is mean by prime number first. Prime number is a number that is fully divided by the same number itself. Okay, so let's say you have a number 4, and if you want to divide this number from 1 to 3, means any number less than this number. Okay, let's say I have to divide this number 1, 2 and 3. In that case, my number should not get divided by any of these above. But here in case of 4, the number is getting divided, right? And this number is not prime. This number is not prime. Why? Because the 4 is getting divided by this 2. I want a number, such a numbers that will not get divided by any other number. Okay, so that number is called prime number. So first question is we have to find whether the given number is prime or not. So we have to write a program for this. So let's start with writing a program. So here I have a HTML file that is what linked with this JavaScript file, and whatever the logic I will build and I will write something from this file, it will get printed on the browser here. Same HTML file is opened up here. Okay, so first question is check whether the given number is, let's say I have n is equal to 10, or let's say I have a 1 is equal to 11. Any number you can take. Okay, it's a random number. Logic will remain same. So now how to find the prime number, right? So first thing we have to check, and what we have to check, any number. So now we have a number called 11. We have a number called 11. This number should not get divided by any other number. This number should not get divided by any other number. The numbers which are less than this. Okay, so if I say this means 10 or 9 dot until 1. Okay, we can go in this way, and this 11 should not get divided by any of the number. Then we can say that the number is prime. So we have to build the logic for the same. So here what I will do, I will use, or I need a number. Okay, I need a number, so I have to generate a number from 1 to 10 or 10 to 1 in any direction. That will not matter. So what I will do, I will use a loop, and here I will say let I is equal to 1. So I don't need a 0, so I am not using. Okay, so once I set a variable, I have to set the value or condition that this number should not, okay, reach to 11. This is our condition. That's why I mentioned I is less than 11. Instead of 11, we can pass here n, because n is holding a value called 11. And at last, this number should keep on increasing. So we are using increment operator. Now we are done with logic. Now what I need to do, I need to check if n mod by I is equal to 0. So what will happen? If this gets updated, right, means if n is completely divided by any value between 1 to 10, we will say that that number is not a prime, but we can't say here, right? we need to print the output, but this loop is going to work for several times. So it is better to write, okay, but it is better to write or create a status or creates another variable called check. Okay, let check prime is my variable, and here what I will do, I will set the value as a true. Yes, by default my default value or true or false, okay, anything you can set, and we are going to update the value of check prime from here. If this is get updated, means the prime check prime is gets updated, what it will do, it will update to true. No matter what you will use, you can use true here also, and if you use false here also. So this is your main factor. So here logic is derived in such a way that if my number is number gets divided by any other number which are less than that given number, then check prime will say okay, it is false, means this is not a false. If the status, so what I will do, it will update the value of this check prime to false. And if okay, not check prime, right, if not check prime, so I used not symbol here, okay, or we can use here if check prime is equal to true, means in any of the condition, if this status will not get updated, okay, or if this is not changed to false, in that case, okay, what we can say that the number is, what I will say, documents dot write given number is, okay, given number is a prime number, right? Else, if this is not a prime, then we should say that the document or right given number is not prime number, right? Else given number is not prime number. Okay, this is how a logic is built to check whether the given number is prime or not. Now if I go here and if I refresh here, you will see that output is saying that the given number is prime. Okay, let me replace the value of n to the 4, and if I refresh here, you will see that given number is not prime. This is how it works. Okay, if I say pass, so we know that 5 is only divided by 5 only, so we can say that the number is prime number. This is how we can build a logic to check the given number is prime or not prime. So our next question is, we have to find out, or we have to print the numbers between 10 to 100, but then the number should be prime number only. So now we have to, or you are almost aware how to find the prime numbers, right? Now let's build the logic. In this case, in the second scenario of second question, what we need is, first we need a numbers. Okay, so what I will do, I will say let I is equal to 10. This is my starting number. Then I want I to be go until 100. So that's why my I should go until less than or equal to 100. And here I wanted to upgrade this value of I to I by 1. Okay. Now, now the question is, we have a value from 1 to, sorry, we have a value from 10 to 100. Okay, if you try to print those values, you will see the values between 10 to 100. Now I wanted to divide this. Okay, but how to divide this? In very first scenario, okay, in very first scenario, My value of I will be 10, and I have to check for this number. Means if I use the next loop j, it should not be equal to 10. It should be always less than 10, right? So j is my next variable is, or it should be always less than this value of I. Later on you can increase the value. Okay, let's see how to write that. So here again we are going to create a dummy number. So let me initialize a variable called j, and j should start from 2 because there is no way, or there is, okay, why we start j from 2 is if we divide any number by 1, that will definitely return a 0, and that's what we don't want. Okay, the remainder will be 0 because any number will be divided by 0. So now j must be less than I only, right? And next is j plus plus. This is how we have to keep increasing. And now I have two loops, right? So what I wanted to do now, I would like to check whether my number is given number is true, or I mean prime or not, and then how to check. So what I will do, I will build the logic, but before that I need to check status. Okay, so I will say check prime. Okay, this is how I will create another variable, and I will keep the status as a false. So this false means the number is not prime, right? Now here accordingly I have to build the logic. Okay, if my I is divided by j, and if the remainder is 0, right? If the remainder is 0, that means the remainder is 0, that means our number is not prime. Okay, so what I will do, I will say check prime is equal to false. I'm not going to update the value. And in that case, if my number gets divided by 2, I don't need to check it for the further numbers. Okay, let's say if I have a 10, so what I am trying to do is 10 should be divided by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? But in that case, if my 10 gets divided by 2, I don't need to check it for the 3, 4, 5, because if your remainder is 0 in any of the case, then that number will not be prime number. So that's what we are going to upgrade here. So now what I will do, I will write, okay, else check prime is equal to true. If this is not true, then my number should be a prime number. And this is what the same logic we are going to use here. Okay, so now I have to check the status. Okay, if okay, so whatever the logic we are going to build, that logic will be built inside the loop only, outer loop only. Okay, don't write if else outside of loop, it will not work. Now I have to say check prime is equal to true. Okay, is equal to true. And here you have to write document dot write. Inside a write, here what you need to print is the number. Okay, if check prime is equal to true, definitely it will return a prime number only. So I passed value of I here, and I would like to pass a break here, so the break tag, so that every time my value of I should get printed on new line. Let's see the output. Okay, If I go here, if I open this tab here, you will see that on the screen that first is the output of our earlier program to check whether the number is prime number or not. And from onwards, okay, let me add break here also so that it could print output on new line every time on new line. Okay, so this is how it works, and we are getting only prime numbers from or list of prime numbers from 10 to 100. And if you want to change the numbers to 1000, 10 to 1000, or let's say 100 to 1000, definitely you will get the numbers, prime numbers between those here. All these are the numbers, these are the prime numbers which are getting completely divided by the same number itself. None of the other number can divide these numbers. This is how we can find the prime numbers, or we can check whether the given number is a prime number or not. Thank you so much for watching the video. Have a nice day.